Hello everyone, my name is Billy. Welcome to this video. Today we're going to look at arithmetic sequences and how to find any term in an arithmetic sequence. Let's start off by reminding ourselves what an arithmetic sequence is. It is numbers written in order, separated by commas. Here I'm going to put an ellipsis, which means there are other numbers to come, but I just haven't written them down. And I get to the last number and I'll put a full stop. Each number has its own unique name. The first one is T1, and then T2, T3, T4, and so on until we get to the last one, Tn, where n can be any number. We have been told that this is an arithmetic sequence so that the difference between successive terms is the same and is called D, which stands for common difference. So in order to find D, you always take one term and you subtract the term before it. Let's take a look now to see if we can come up with a formula to find any term Tn. To do this, we will look at each term in turn. So let's take a look at the first one, T1. Well, T1 is just as it is. The second term, T2, is going to be the first term plus the common difference. The third term is going to be the second term plus the common difference. Now, what I'm going to do is rewrite T2 in terms of T1, and I can do this using this formula. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to write that T3 is equal to, instead of T2, I'm going to put this in. So T3 is equal to T1 plus D, and let's not forget to add on this D here. So I get T3 is T1 plus 2D. Let's take a look at this picture and see if that makes sense. So what I'm saying is this one, T3, is the first term plus two lots of D, plus this, plus this. And yes, that does make sense. So let's keep going. Let's go to T4 now. So T4 is going to be the term before it, which is T3 plus D. And instead of writing T3, I'm going to substitute this into it. So that T4 is T1 plus 2D. And don't forget, we need to add that on. So that T4 now becomes T1 plus 3D. So if we just take a look at what I've done, I've written each of these terms using just T1 and D. And if you notice, the third term has two lots of D. So when n equals 3, you have n minus 1D. So you have 2D. Let's take a look at the fourth one. When n equals 4, I have n minus 1D. So now I can generalize. Let me draw a box here. So that if I want any term, I can take the first term plus 1 less, so n minus 1, lots of D. So if I wanted, for example, T7, I would take the first term plus 6D. Let's see if this works with some examples. I'll just move this up. I'm going to leave that there so that you can see this formula here. Let's take this sequence of even numbers, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Now to use this formula, I need the first term T1, and that's this one here. So T1 is equal to 2. And I also need the common difference. So common difference is going to be 4 minus 2, which is 2. And I did say this was an arithmetic sequence, so we know that the difference, if we checked, is always going to be 2. Right, let me write the formula out again. Tn is equal to the first term T1 plus n minus 1 multiplied by d. So for this arithmetic sequence, Tn is equal to the first term, which is 2, plus n minus 1 multiplied by d, which is 2. So let's simplify this equation. Tn is equal to 2 plus, so we multiply that by n, 2n, and then 2 by negative 1, which is minus 2. This 2 and this negative 2 cancel each other, so I end up with Tn is equal to 2 multiplied by n. This is the formula to find any term in this sequence. Let's test it out for T5. So if I use the formula, T5 is 2 multiplied by 5, which is 10. So the fifth term should be 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the fifth term, and it is indeed 10. Let me move this up, and let's do one now where there is a negative common difference. So let's look at this one. 40, 35, 30, 25, comma, and so on. This is my first term here, T1. D is equal to, let's take these two terms, 35 minus 40, and that is negative 5. So using our formula of Tn is equal to T1 plus n minus 1d, Tn is equal to the first term 40 plus n minus 1 multiplied by negative 5. Tn is equal to 40 plus negative 5 times n is negative 5n. Negative 5 times negative 1 is plus 5. And tidying up, we get Tn is equal to 40 minus 5n plus 5. Tn is equal to 40 plus 5 is 45 minus 5n. So this is the formula to find any term of this sequence here. Let's test it out. Let's try to find T4. So that T4 is going to equal 45 minus 5 times 4, 45 minus 20, and therefore T4 is equal to 25. Let's have a look up here. T1, T2, T3, and here's T4, and that's 25. In this video, we've developed this equation here, which is the general equation to find any term in an arithmetic sequence. And I've showed you two simple examples. I hope this has been of help to you. Thank you for stopping by to watch, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.